Hello and welcome to the Ravensburger Games YouTube channel. My name is Sam and today we are going to be talking about 3 new games releasing to Ravensburger this year. For those that loved That's Not a Hat or That's Not a Hat Pop Culture Edition, we've now got That's Not a Hat Incognito, and this one can provide a very tough challenge for those that want one. That's Not a Hat is a memory and bluffing game where you're going to be passing cards face down, stating what they are, and you can be challenged on that, and whoever is correct or wrong gets the card in front of them, being a penalty point. Well, this version of the game has a fun twist on the format where the card that you have that you're passing, you have to claim to be a character or a person in history that matches that card. So I've got the Pyramids card here. I could say I am Cleopatra as I pass the card. And now every time that that card is passed, every player has to state that they are Cleopatra. Now, if you want an even harder version of the game, you can stick with the name as it's being passed around, or you can change the name alternatively to try and stoop your opponents. There is an even harder version of the game where you have to change the name of the card each time it's passed, and you can't reuse the same name twice. This, like previous versions, has those really loud moments, those rambunctious times of everybody, yelling around the table, shouting about which item went where, but now it's with what character went where, and who is that again? And it is just so much chaotic fun. So That's Not a Hat Incognito. Now let's talk about one that I am the most excited about. I'm literally ecstatic about this game. And this is the Glorious Guilds of Buttonville. Now, Buttonville is the best town that will ever exist, but there's nobody here. In this game, you are trying to collect all of these different types of guild cards. And in the beginning of the game, you're actually going to have a random distribution of these. There are loads of different cards and sets with different abilities. And the game is really simple at its core. On your turn, you're going to be gaining 2 cards, and then you can play a set of cards activating that card's ability. So for example, I could take any 2 cards from this market, or if I don't like any of these cards, I can take them from the top of the deck. And then at the end of that, I might be able to play a set of cards and then activate their ability. So for this example, I might take Flora the Botanist right here, and then this will flip up, and then I might take Courtney the Bard here as well, and then this will flip up, and then I can play a set of cards. So maybe I'll do this, which Courtney the Bard, it actually says draw X number of cards, and X is where how many I played in that set. So in this case, 2 cards. And then that's really it. I, played a set, and I also drew some cards on my turn, and, it goes around the table. Maybe my next set is Flora the Botanist. Now these ones are a little different because they're end of game scoring. So if I have more of this Flora the Botanist than the player to my right, I'm going to gain 5 points at the end of the game. And you're going to keep going around the table, activating all of these unique combinations of cards. The reason why I love this is just the sheer replayability of it. There are so many different combinations, and every single game will be completely different based on your unique combination of those cards. And all of these have interesting effects that add flavor to your game. Draw cards, play cards, and have fun seeing all of these crazy combinations unfold. And that is it for the Glorious Guilds of Buttonville. And next up, we've got Gloomies, which is a card game that is split up into 2 distinct phases. The first being the grow phase, where you're going to be playing these magical flowers in order to be placing them on the board in the matching spaces, starting from the bottom and kind of going up in different areas, different columns. And then in the second phase of the game is the harvest phase, where you're going to be taking the flowers off of those columns and then be able to put them onto different things on your board. You might have collected some of these Gloomies in which you can kind of decorate them with flowers in order to get more points, or you can also be placing them onto your player board in order to get points for them there as well. I love the fact that the whole game kind of works in those 2 phases, and it's very smooth. As you fill up all of these flowers past this white line here, that's what's going to signal the next phase of the game, the harvest phase. But as you're actually placing these out on your turn, you're going to be flipping over these tokens to the other side, which will then signify the benefits that you'll get in the second phase of the game. And so everything kind of folds into these 2 phases. I've actually talked in more depth about Gloomies, so if you're interested in learning about a good overview of how the game works exactly, you can actually check out the link above right now or in the description down below. So that is going to be 3 new board games coming from Ravensburger this year. Please definitely comment down below which game you are most excited for. I would love to talk to you down there. And if you comment down below, you will actually be enrolled in a giveaway for a bundle of Ravensburger games. So please do so. And if you want full information on the giveaway, check the description down below. If this video provided any value to you, please consider subscribing as well as pushing the bell notification to be notified when the next video releases. That is all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.